Testing. All right, it's YouTube time. Okay, what's going on YouTube? So listen, I thought I had to bring up this topic again and break down why our defense is bad again, because I've been getting way too many comments, way too many Twitter posts and too many discussions about how Street Fighter V has no defense is bad. But more so than that, what I've been hearing a lot is people saying V reversal is bad. That's the one that stuck with me the most. What is really going on is people don't know how to use these mechanics, and now we have V-shift on top of that. We have two defensive options built into the game that are kind of your dedicated defensive options. There's a lot more ways to play defense in the game, but if V-shift is anything like V-reversal, people don't know how to use it, and then they're going to complain about no defensive options. What I wanted to do today is I wanted to break down V-reversal versus V-shift, so that we can actually put into concrete terms what these mechanics cover, what they're good for, and when you should use either, so that you guys can level up your defense. But before I do that, I think there might be another reason why your defense is subpar, and that's because you're probably not subscribed to the channel. Turns out 54% of you are subscribed, 46% of you are not. That's crazy. You're watching the channel, but you're not taking away the lessons. So maybe it's the 46% here that aren't sub, that aren't really getting what's going down here. So maybe if you hit that subscribe button, it'll all become clear to you. Maybe that might be the issue. Maybe not. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's bust out the notepad for this one. Everyone loves the notepads. V reversal versus V shift. Do you guys even know what these mechanics do? I don't think you do. So let's break it down. V-reversal mechanic. What does this do? So V-reversal is generally an attack that deals gray damage and can knock the opponent down. Pretty simple, pretty simple. What about V-shift? V-shift leads to V-break, which is an attack that deals gray damage and can knock the opponent down. Huh. So these two are the same thing? Well, no, they're not. They're not at all the same thing. They have actually two very distinct uses, but a lot of people are saying that V-reversal is no longer relevant or no longer useful because V-shift is so much better. And I think that's so missing the point of what's going on here that I'm going to break down what makes V-reversal distinct from V-shift and when you should use either. So no, this is not true. And this line is already a lie. And I think some of you guys are already calling that out. Not every V-reversal knocks down. There's different categories of V-reversals. There's hit V-reversals, which cause a knockdown. There's hit V-reversals, which do not cause a knockdown. And there's movement V-reversals. So your average V-reversal, like a Balrog V-reversal, a G V-reversal, causes the opponent to get knocked down if they get hit by it. A hit V-reversal that doesn't do a knockdown would be like a Chun-Li or a Ken V-reversal. These V-reversals are generally faster than average, meaning you can successfully hit the opponent with them in more situations, but they don't cause a knockdown. And then there's movement ones. I'm calling them movement. They're like the Rashids, Fongs, the Vegas. They move them. Usually they move them and to cross up the opponent, but they actually do not perform an attack. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to ignore most of these for this discussion. They have a whole other category of what they can do, so I'm not going to talk about those. But let's not forget what a V-reversal actually is. It's a move you do during block stun. You block a move, you input it, and then it comes out. Let me show you what a V-reversal looks like. I'm not exaggerating. One of the main comments I get is how to input a V-reversal. So to figure out your input, first of all, I would recommend looking at your command list. There is a command list in the game and it does tell you everything, such as if you go to the V system section, it'll tell you what your V-reversal input is. So Buffalo Headbutt, this is your V reversal here. During guard, meaning while you're blocking a move here, you can actually input 4 plus 3 punches for Balrog and it'll do the V reversal. This is going to vary based on your character, so just check your command list and figure it out. So I have Bison here doing a heavy kick and I'm going to have him do this. I'm going to block it. While I'm blocking it, I input forward and 3 punches and it does the V reversal. So you hold down back and then press forward and 3 punches. And there's a window you can do it. You can do it right away or you can delay it. I want you to notice here, though, that he's not being knocked down. If you look at this move, I V-reversal that one, Bison gets knocked down. So I'm able to block the move, I'm able to see that I blocked the move, then I can quickly shift from back to forward in 3 punches and knock him down. That's super important. That's the advantage of a V-reversal. So what else to note about it? What is the actual input? You input it by holding forward and 3K or 3P during block stun. Another thing to consider, it costs 1 V-bar to perform. You have to have V-meter to do it. Here's the next one that's super important. What else is going on when you V-reversal? So, do you notice anything else that's going on here? If you look at the top left, or the center where my stun bar is, you notice the stun actually gets reduced when I perform a V reversal. I'm eating this throw here. I'm eating 100 stun, 150 stun. I V reversal and it's all gone. V reversal reduces your stun when you perform it. And it doesn't matter if you force them to get hit by the V reversal or not. As long as you input the V reversal and the move comes out, they can block it. It still reduces the stun. So it does a 200 stun reduction, and most throws are like 150 stun. So oftentimes if you eat a throw, if you manage to V reversal the follow-up, you actually get rid of all the stun that you built up. So that's a very important aspect of V reversal, is that it lowers your stun. That's a big aspect of the mechanic, and I think that goes under the radar. So when activated, reduces stun, 200 stun reduction. That's huge. That's a big deal there. This is sort of the overall summary of the mechanic. There's more nuances and subtleties, which I'll go into when comparing V-Shift and V-Reversal, but this is kind of the general idea. Let's go more into V-Shift. So this is definitely an oversimplification here. It's not just V-Break with a move that knocks down like V-Reversal. So V-Shift is invincible for a period of time, or an attack can trigger a slowdown. So it does this backdash mode. When you activate it, it does this slowdown period if the opponent happens to do an attack during that period. If they don't do the attack, you just backdash. If they do an attack while you activate it, it'll go this crazy slowdown period. If you trigger that slowdown, you can choose to go into V-Break, which will do the attack that is safe on block, does great damage, and knocks down, just like V-Reversal. So the exact same thing as V-Reversal. But the V-Shift window is unique because you can do that V-Shift and you don't have to go into V-Break. The other unique part of the mechanic is the recovery leaves you in a counter hit state, and it's more recovery than a backdash. So it's like a backdash with more recovery. V-Reversal does not have this like extra state. You either do it or you don't. The move just comes out or it doesn't. And the difference is the cost as well. It costs 1 V bar, but slow down returns half a bar, meaning you can do it for 1 bar, and if it activates a slowdown, you get half a bar back. So it's actually less costly to do V-Shift in scenarios where you could do either. So let me just show you V-Shift, right? Similar situation here. V-Shift. There, I activated it. I didn't have to block the move at all. I can just do V-Shift, which is a heavy punch plus medium kick at the same time. It'll get me out of the situation. And I can do the V-Break and knock him down, similar to V-Reversal. But this actually only costs a half bar. So if I show my bar here, have it at maximum start, so I'm going to start with 3. It's going to reduce by 1 and then go up by half. So V-Reversal always costs 1 bar, no matter if it's successful or not. V-Shift will actually be half a bar if you get the slowdown. So they seem kind of similar. I mean, V-Shift you can do whenever, but they're not used in the same situations at all. So let me go back to the corner here and demo something. V-Reversal is complained about a lot because you can't always knock people down. It's not guaranteed. So here's Bison's heavy kick. This move is +3. It gives him tons of pressure, and if it hits, like if you time it right, you get crush counter and he gets a huge combo. And he can pressure you after on block as well. And the thing about it is, if you V-Reversal this, he can block your V-Reversal and you're -2, you wasted a V meter, and he can keep pressuring you. So people think, oh, V-Reversal sucks. Okay, so why don't I just V-Shift? Let me try that. V-Shift is also difficult to use in this situation because there's a recovery period. If you do it too soon and they don't do an attack, you might just get crush countered after the fact. So, because of that, you can't just throw out V-Shift in the corner. Now, I don't want you thinking, wow, both these options suck then. That's not the point I'm getting at here. The point I'm getting at here is no defensive option is a get out of jail free card for every scenario, no matter what fighting game you're playing. So, when should they be used? How about this? This is another one of Bison's pressure tools that he loves to use. It's +1. It's this huge down forward heavy punch. He can keep pressuring you after. Here's the difference. This move is a guaranteed knockdown. If I block this move with an average V-Reversal, a knockdown V-Reversal, I am guaranteed to get him off me. I will always be able to see that, look for the specific move, and I will always be able to V-Reversal knockdown. Don't do a delay, do it right away. And then I can get out of the corner and approach him. So what you have to be able to do is you have to be able to see which move they're doing. Heavy kick, I don't do V-Reversal. It'll be a waste of V meter. That's when I gotta block it. It's not my turn. But if I see him do another move, there we go. I'm out. I'm actually actively paying attention on defense, looking for the moves that I know V-Reversal works on. And that's matchup knowledge. Against Bison, any of the heavy punch buttons, you can V-Reversal knockdown. The heavy kick, you gotta hold that. V-Shift isn't good in this scenario. When you're in the corner against Bison, if you just randomly V-Shift, that's not very good. When to use V-Reversal? When you block a move that gives guaranteed successful V-Reversal when pressure/stun is high. If you're in the corner and Bison does down forward heavy punch and you have V meter, it's most likely in your best interest to go ahead and do the V reversal. It'll reduce your stun if he had already got some hits in, and it gets him off of you. And in the Bison matchup, V reversal is like your best friend. So if you don't know about V reversal, you might be getting your ass beat by Bison all day. You need to be looking for those moves. That's when V reversal is great to use. When you see the guaranteed moves, it's going to vary based on the matchup. It's going to vary based on the character, but these are things that you have to lab. Here's another scenario. So you're getting mollywopped here in the corner, and your stun's getting racked up because your defense is terrible, and oh no, you got stunned, right? This is what optimal Bison play looks like. This is probably what's happening to you in ranked right now, right? Okay, let's see what we could have done instead. If you're about to get stunned, sometimes it's worth it to just burn V reversal. Even though he could have blocked that V reversal, look at my stun. It went immediately down. My stun's about to go off. And if I V reversal right away, he'll block it. But you know what? It's better than getting stunned. So he might be able to throw your V reversal. That is very true. V reversal reduces your stun by 200, but a throw will do 150 stun. If you V reversal, you'll get thrown. Oh, but this throw, sorry, does 170 stun. This might be worth it if you don't want to get stunned. Now, you're going to be 30 stun away, so next hit will stun you, but maybe you'll get another opportunity because the Oki situation, the pressure situation after throw, is not as guaranteed as the up close plus frames, because if you ate the tick throw, you would have gotten stunned. Sometimes it's better to do that. Now, obviously, there's many counterplays to that. If you're playing a grappler, they might SPD you and kill you, but sometimes it's worth it to just throw it out there if the next hit will stun. Not always, you know, take that with a grain of salt, but if you need to reduce stun, you can try V reversal. It will reduce your stun more than a normal throw will build it. That's one thing to keep in mind. So besides guaranteed moves that get a knockdown, which is the main purpose, let me stress again, this is the main purpose of it. It can also be used offensively. I know we're talking about defense here, but we can have Bison in the corner instead. A lot of the times, what happens when you have people cornered is they try to use heavy buttons to build space. If you're hitting somebody, you have a lot of stun on them, you know, you're pressuring them a lot, and you're doing good damage to them, and then they try to do one of these to build space, you can just V reversal knockdown. That's a very common tactic people do. So V reversal is also a great offensive tool. I think people don't understand that. If they use these moves that are guaranteed V reversal knockdowns, you can use that against them on offense or on defense. Make them sit down again, especially when you have a life lead and you don't need that V trigger. So offensively, force opponent down when they use heavy buttons to build space. Super important. These are some of the main ways to use V reversal, right? This is the biggest thing. Learn the matchups. Chun-Li standing fierce punch, Bison heavy punch. There's going to be a lot of moves that you get guaranteed V reversals. When you're in the corner, you should be looking for these moves and then using V reversal to knock them down, escape, and get rid of the pressure. So that's what's really good for V reversal, which is a very distinct and different usage than what you get with V shift. So what is V shift good for? You notice most of the examples I used for V reversal were in the corner. So V shift, I think V shift is not so great in the corner. It's very risky in the corner to just do a V shift because you can just get destroyed if it doesn't work. Let me explain what I mean exactly by that. So say you're trying to use V shifts in the corner. Sure, it might work against a heavy button, but it's not as great in the corner because a lot of times people go for meaty throws, and that can happen every time you V shift. In the corner, I go for meaty throw, you V shift it, I just destroy you. It's very risky in the corner. It can work, I'm not saying to never use it, but there's a reason why you don't want to go for it too often in the corner. However, mid-screen, when you have some space, it's definitely not as bad. So I can't crush counter you if you try to V-shift on my throw. Because remember, throw does not activate the V-shift. I can still punish you. High-level players will punish you for doing this on a throw. They'll look out for it. But if you mix in your other options, it's not as guaranteed because if you backdash there, it'll be a safe punish. But it's pretty good mid-screen. Very good mid-screen, I would say. So if I do this, you can V-break me and get a knockdown there. It's a lot better to throw out mid-screen to mess with people's Oki. You should mix it up with blocking, teching, backdashing, mashing, you know, all those other options. Mix it in there. It'll definitely weaken people's offense mid-screen. Don't always rely on it. A good player will catch on, bait it, and punish you badly for it, but mix it in on wake up mid-screen. It's super good for that. The other use for V-shift. V-shift can offer you some sick stuff that V reversal cannot. So one of the most common strings that Bison players do is back throw into down forward fierce punch. It is like bread and butter because this setup, if I mash buttons here, will destroy me. So it's one of the most common setups that Bison players do after back throw. Now, like I mentioned before, you could easily V reversal this, spend 1 bar and alleviate the pressure free. However, if you're really aware they're gonna do it, why don't you V-shift and V-break? Because that's actually half a bar. What if we go even a step further here, right? What if we go a step further? That's supposed to work. What if we go a step further, right? First try. If you know the strings and you know the situation, V-shift, if you study up, can give you fat punishes on guaranteed, previously guaranteed setups, right? Look at that. That's way better than getting some gray damage and a knockdown. That's half a V-bar and tons of damage. So V-shift is great when you lab scenarios and you react appropriately and you understand what's going on. This might take some labbing ahead of time, but if you know this, go for it, right? Go for it. That's what you want to do there. So you can use V-shift on reaction to certain moves to get a big punish, right? If you know what's going down, you can throw in V-shift there to get those fat punishes that you wouldn't get otherwise. The other idea is also against moves with gaps for less expensive V-reversal. If there's a string or a move with a gap, it's like a half cost of a V-reversal, so you can use V-shift for that. So V-shift has a lot more nuance to it and flexibility, but you can't do it while blocking. V-reversal will give you guaranteed knockdowns, and it's a great defensive option when you see these big moves that you're looking for. Reduce stun, get them off you. V-shift is when you want to go next level and you know the scenario and you know you can get a punish. That's when you do V-shift. That does not make V-reversal irrelevant. When I'm blocking in the corner for my life, I am usually praying that they do a fierce punch or something of that nature so that I get a guaranteed V-reversal to reduce stun. That is what I'm looking for. That's where I'm blocking it out. Like, I'm like, please don't throw me. Please give me that move. Let me V-reversal and get out of here. That's what V-reversal is great for. It's an awesome defensive option. V-shift is when I know the setup, I'm next level with it, or I'm throwing out mid-screen just to get away, or I'm looking for you to do something, and then I'm going to punish you heavy for it. And this might sound kind of contradictory, but basically, V-reversal is on reaction. You understand the moves you're looking for, you block them, you know if it's a guaranteed V-reversal or not, and you do it. It's on reaction. People don't really get that. They don't get that it's you look for specific moves and do it. V-shift, I would say, it's both reactions, but it's a bit of a read. V-shift is when you read the opponent's going to go for a certain option, and then you react to it. V-reversal, you can just sit on defense, wait for a certain move, and then react to the move when it comes, block it in V-reversal. This one, you got to be reading a little bit. You got to be like really honing in on, they're going to go for like a random dash punch here and V-shift it. So they're totally different utility. The thing is that's most important is they are not contradictory moves. They work together to offer you more defensive options. So please, guys, learn to do your V-reversals, hit the lab. I don't want to hear nobody complain that Street Fighter V has no defensive options or that V-reversal is useless, because it's just wrong. It's wrong. And I think if you look for these things, it will make defense a bit more fun, because you get to actually have the mind game and know what to look for behind it. And I think that'll make defense more fun for more players. So try it out. Let me know what you think. And let me know, does this help your defense? Did it make it worse? Did you just end up mashing 3-frame on defense and DP every time anyways? If so, I'm sorry. I did my best. That said, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.